Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to the Kathie J Show. I love getting to hang out with you for a half hour every day. Thank you so much for joining us and spending this half hour with us. You know, if you miss anything, please just go to our website. It's KathieJShow.com, and you can keep the conversation going there. And also, we love your viewer emails as well as any tips of ideas of shows that you want to see. All right, everybody. We have beautiful weather here in Colorado, especially right now this week, even though it's still winter. But we've been enjoying the weather. I've seen everybody on motorcycles already this week. We got spring fever. So I am so ready for the new season to come. And it is a rebirth feeling when spring comes. So that's why we're talking about spring makeup and fresh new ways. I know I'm talking a lot, huh, Michael Moore? Now you guys know who I'm with. Everybody, I can't do this without my friend Michael Moore, our beauty expert. He's so blessed to come and hang out with us and insult us all the time. I'm kidding. You don't insult us. You're just brutally honest, but you know, sometimes it's what I need from my friend.
Can we talk about your blush?
No, okay, it's your blush, so we do need to talk about it. But spring is like a rebirth, and it does feel good. And so what kind of tips do all of us need to know with our makeup?
Well, with your makeup, when you're thinking about spring, you have to change everything. You have to change the textures and all that kind of stuff.
So I wore the normal winter makeup right now,
Exactly.
and it really isn't going with the yellow, like I thought.
No, because you need little hints of color, and we're going to be talking about that, about taking it into the next season in a couple minutes. But what you really want to think about is texturally for this time of the year is a huge difference.
Why?
Because you're going from such dryness to a little bit more humidity.
Okay.
And you also want to think about going away from the matteness to something a little bit more luminous and a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more sheer, a little bit more a little bit more wow.
Okay, I get that. So so in the essence of a rebirth, you have to dewy skin and that kind of stuff, right?
Exactly, you have to rebirth.
Yeah, I've got to rebirth, everybody. Okay.
You have to change it up. Like you have to change up your skincare this time of the year. You have to change up your makeup products this time of the year because it is something about different. And it could be just like little things like adding something different to your foundation.
Okay, how would I know what that is? To me, I just
That's why you come into More for Life.
That's why you go to More for Life, everybody. But you're right. So what is one of the top tips? Do I need to change my foundation? The biggest tip, is it the texture underneath before I even put the makeup on that I need to start?
It's really about looking in the mirror every single day and deciding what you need differently today than what you needed yesterday.
Okay.
Make sense? Because I've taught you many times, is like foundation does not have to go all over the whole face. It has to go into the areas it's needed.
Right.
Because foundation is not to cover up the body like we're using this to cover up you right now.
Right.
What you're using a foundation to do is enhance what you naturally have that is already beautiful.
And I love that, but you also say you have to start with the one basic color before you start building your palette again.
Most definitely.
Okay, so
Yes.
how am I putting foundation in certain areas? How do I make sure that I've done that? Because most of us just go foundation over everywhere, one color.
Yes, because it's a habit.
Okay.
It's a habit.
But putting it under my eyes, I have to worry about then the color of that foundation and how I blend it in?
Most definitely, yes.
Okay.
Because you're always going to use a concealer underneath your eye. You're going to use a foundation on the face. I don't like it when my clients try to use one product for everything.
Yes, we do.
Yes, and my biggest pet peeve is when somebody wants to buy a concealer to cover a pimple.
That's what they're for.
No, it's not.
Okay.
A concealer is for under the eye. What you need to do with a pimple is you do not want to use a concealer on a pimple because a concealer is filled with oils. And you're putting fuel to a fire if you put it on a pimple.
Oh, now you come into my life and tell me this tip?
Exactly.
So when we come back, everybody, 1 and 1 makes 2. We will be right back, and here's the spring makeup tips that Michael has for us. All the trends coming, everybody. We'll be right back. The Colorado Lottery is an official partner of the Kathie J Show. Colorado Lottery, play on. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Kathie J Show. Spring is in the air, everybody. Can't you feel it? I did. I was driving with the sunroof open. All right, everybody, so that's why...
Your truck has a sunroof?
No, I have the Jeep with the sunroof.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
right.
yeah. Sorry.
He loves to bring up the truck. I can't drive Bob right now because of the stick shift. But thanks for the hi, Bob. So, all right. So it's about spring makeup and spring trends, Michael Moore. Everybody,
Yes.
beauty expert Michael Moore is here. More for Life. Thank you for being here. And this is beautiful Catherine. Hello. You can talk.
I forgot.
Yeah. Okay, so Michael, we were just talking real fast about concealer.
Yes.
And it shouldn't go on pimples. And you said you also don't like it when people, what was the last thing you wanted everybody to know about concealer?
Well, a concealer is usually one shade lighter than what the foundation is, or it should be.
Yes.
So if you've got a concealer that's lighter and you put it on a pimple on the forehead, then you got a white dot on your forehead.
Right.
Okay. So usually what you need is like when you have a darker spot on your face, or if you have a red spot
Right.
on your face, you need to go to something darker, actually.
You're crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
Okay, crazy. Okay, so let's talk about the trends. How can we what's going on this
So
spring?
the trends are all about really light, translucent kind of colors right
Okay.
now. Okay. So the thing that so many people do, they walk into Sephora, they walk into a department store, and somebody sells them 1,000 new things just for spring, fall, or winter, or whatever
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
My whole philosophy is take your daily basic look and add one or two to three things to it, and that's all you're going to need to do.
I would prefer that. It's also cheaper.
Exactly.
So thank you. Yes,
Exactly.
that's right. So
It
show us
is.
how to do it.
So what you want to think about right now for the season, all we're doing is we're doing some really wonderful translucent kind of lavendery.
Oh no, I love your
know?
face. Like
Exactly.
I'm gonna steal your face, Kathie.
Exactly. So this is actually a wonderful new cream eyeshadow that we created the other day, and it's actually called Dawn. So what you're doing with this is you're just taking that and you're putting that right onto the eyelid, and it is a creamy texture, so it blends really easily.
It really does. Your products, they
Yeah.
come in the eyeshadows in these little containers. I'm amazed at how little you need, first off, to go on your eye, and just how smooth they are, and they last all day.
Exactly.
I love that.
But the key to it is
So I'll be
always
taking
making sure that you've got a primer underneath your eyeshadow.
Yes.
To really help hold anything on. If it's a cream, if it's a powder, anything. But like Catherine, we were putting these purples on her this morning at my studio, and she's got a lot of veins on her eyelids. So
See, he calls you out, man. And man, he's ruthless. No.
Thankfully, I already nailed
You
it.
already did.
Exactly.
So that's where the concealer comes in,
Exactly.
or the primer.
The primer.
Okay, all
'Cause
right.
that's going to help hold it on, but it's also going to give you a blank canvas or priming the walls before you paint it as well.
Yep. See,
Okay?
that's what he's always saying. You got to prime the walls, prime the room.
Exactly.
Okay, now where do we go?
And then you want to think about color on the cheeks. Like a lot of times for winter, and it was very auburny kind of color tones for the cheeks. last
Yes,
fall.
right now, this
So-
is the-
So all you need to do is you just need to take something and take a little bit of a brighter color, kind of like this one right here, which is called Camera Ready.
Okay.
You just take this and a big smile for me, and just take it with the natural colors that you already have and add a little bit of color right to the apples of the cheek.
That's it?
And that's all you need to do to take your cheeks into spring and summer.
Okay, let's do the lipstick. We got
Lips.
yes.
This is the crazy thing. This is where you can really have some fun.
Yes, he's got purple lipstick, everybody.
Exactly.
I'm in love with it.
And I created this last Saturday. And I was very inspired by the Pantone color of the year, which is called Very Perry. So that's the color of the lipstick, is Very Perry.
Very Perry.
So what you do, but the thing is this season is all about very translucent, very moistureful, very light lip color. So what you're doing is you're just taking the Very Perry and you're just putting it right onto the lips. And she's got a lot of natural color in this already. So it really looks like a wonderful kind of wineberry on her
it's
lips.
beautiful. Like it didn't come
It
out
is.
purple.
It does come out purple. Wait,
It does?
Yes.
Okay.
But you can see right here, because you have, nothing on you don't have your lips there.
Right.
But you can see how the hint of lavender or periwinkle that it's actually giving you that brightness. But it's also
beautiful.
great for Colorado with all the hydration that we
Yeah, no, this is
need.
very soft. Do the
Yes.
rest of the hand. No. All right, thank you, Michael. Thank you, Catherine. All right, when we come back, everybody, it's the brows. The brows frame the face, and Michael's got all the tips. We'll be right back. Ramos Law is an official partner of the Kathie J Show. He's a medical doctor and a lawyer. Ramos Law, what makes us different makes us better. Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Kathie J Show. Michael Moore, the master of beauty, is here. Master of skin, master of makeup. I love you, Michael Moore. More for life, everybody. And I do trust your advice. Every time you've never steered me wrong, Michael. So that's why we keep coming back to you, buddy.
There was that one lace look we did that one time.
The lace look, but you know what? Colleen still talks about it. She liked the lace look. It was really cool. Okay, all right. But you know what? It's about eyebrows right here in this section, because eyebrows, man, they can make or break a face. Okay, and so many of us deal with, eyebrows and stuff. So let's talk with the basics of what's the basic tips you have.
Well, the very first thing you want to think about is when you get your eyebrows shaped, never go to somebody who's going to wax your eyebrows.
Really?
Really. And the reason for that is way too quickly they can take off way too much hair. And so if they lay that tape or the wax down
Yes.
and the
Yeah.
cloth over top of it, instantly you can take away way too many. So I always tell my clients, only go to a person to get your eyebrows tweezed. And remember, you pluck a chicken, you tweeze a brow.
No, you're right. And I go to Sarah Brentano. I love
Exactly.
Sarah. She's been plucking my eyebrows for a long time.
Or tweezing.
You're tweezing. She's been plucking me for a while. So yeah, I agree with you. Plus, because you can get in and then she cuts them right and all that.
Exactly.
And, okay, so that's the first tip.
Right.
That's a good one. Don't go wax.
Exactly. And the other thing you want to think about is when your eyebrows should always start right next to the nose, okay?
Okay.
And then you're going to take it off to the angle, and that's where the eyebrow should end.
Okay.
45 degrees is where the eyebrow arch should be.
Really?
Now, the other thing I do not like is when somebody tries to create an arch on a person who doesn't naturally have one.
Okay.
So do me a favor, look in the camera right now and raise your eyebrows for me.
I can't.
So if you can look and see the line, how a line will move on the eyebrow, that's how you need to follow it. So a lot of times people want an arch when the brow only lifts up the whole eyebrow.
Oh, and
So
that's
you
when they
can't-
have like a weird Nike swish because it was in the
Exactly.
wrong kind of area. Okay,
Exactly.
all right, okay.
And so you want to think about this is where the eyebrow arch should be, is the
45.
45-degree angle off the pupil.
Okay, off the
Okay?
pupil. Here's
Check
my
it.
question when you said it needs to start here. It doesn't go straight up. It needs to this lower inner part needs to start here.
Exactly. That's
Okay.
where the eyebrow needs to start.
Okay, all right, good.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and some people's will go straight up. Yours are perfect brows. You really do have great eyebrows.
Thanks, stop it.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Exactly.
But thank you. But it is a lot of work that I was never aware of.
Exactly.
You know, and so because some weird ones can get wonky and long, and you need to trim them.
Yeah.
So okay, so what can we do to color them in and fill them in and shape them?
Well, the go-to is always an eyebrow pencil, but it doesn't work for every single person. Like you've got great eyebrows. You need just a little bit of color. So an eyebrow could actually make you look like Joan Crawford way too quickly, right? Yes. But
No wire hangers.
exactly. And so with Catherine, what we can do with this is we can actually just take a little bit of a brow pomade, and you're taking this and you can actually just add like a little bit of color to the eyebrow, and you're just filling that in a very, very simple, easy way.
Okay.
And then you're just taking like a little spoolie and you're blending this out and then pulling it up as well.
So you go up and out. Like,
Exactly.
Okay.
Up
Like
and out, because that's the way the hair growth
it
is.
makes sense to me. Okay, so
And
do you? I'm
hold
sorry.
on for
Yeah.
one more thing that I really love for like somebody like you. This is the Blink Brow Mousse. This is simple and easy, and you just take that and you put it right into the eyebrow, and you instantly have an uplift, and there's just like a little bit of a color tint in it.
Oh, I like that.
And it also is water resistant, which is
That's
great.
fun. I
'Cause
like
I know you're
that.
a big Olympic swimmer.
Yeah, right, I totally
Yeah,
am. Water
exactly.
resistant, I need that. So it doesn't matter. I mean, how do women know if they should be using a pencil versus the powder versus a eyeshadow? Like how do they know which one is going to work the best?
You want to
experiment.
see which one looks the most natural on you.
Okay.
And really, I think that's a big thing for me right now is about natural brows.
Yes.
Because too many people out in the marketplace right now have what I call the magic marker look to the eyebrows.
Right. Like you could just and then put in a new expression.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. And it doesn't look like it's part of their face at all.
I agree. Okay, and that's my next question. So it goes to microblading. Okay, and microblading to me, some of those girls are the ones that it's too fake. I'm like, wow, how did you walk out of this place
too
like that?
perfect.
Or too perfect.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good way to say it.
Yeah.
Too perfect looks too fake. You're right.
Yeah.
So what about, but I do know so many women that microblading is amazing for what
Right.
they have. Like I have a girlfriend, she plucked all of her eyebrows out in the 90s. And she used the microbrow to have the brows again.
Exactly.
Tell people who would need the microblading.
Well, like Catherine has had her eyebrows microbladed.
You have? They
How
look
many-
fantastic.
Thank you.
How many years ago was that?
A few.
A few.
Okay, this is years ago.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it looks really natural.
Exactly. So
Did you
if
look like Angry Bird when it first happened?
Yes, it
Okay.
was terrible.
Okay, all right.
You
But
know-
not for long, right?
No.
Okay.
They
And so
heal
when
up
you
pretty
look,
fast.
you look right here and you can see how she actually has a hole right there.
Yeah.
And the reason she had that microbladed is to give something there that would give her that. And that's the problem is a lot of people are going to these people and they're going based on price.
Oh.
Never go based on price.
But there's so many Groupons out there.
Walk away.
Okay,
Walk
okay.
away.
Well, that's good to know, for sure.
Yes, exactly. Because I mean, you want to go and you want to make sure that there's really great reviews on this person.
Mm-hmm.
I have two different people that I refer my clients to all the time. I have never met these people whatsoever. I only know their first name, and that's it. And I don't want to meet them because what I do is their eyebrows walk into my makeup studio all the time. I'm like, you've had your eyebrows microbladed, and they look so natural.
Yes.
That's
okay.
what I want people to know.
Absolutely,
They
right.
should look natural, they should look clean, should look fresh. Now, the other thing you want to make sure is that you're not going to somebody that their microblades tend to turn blue or green.
Why would they turn?
Because it is a tattoo and they're using the wrong pigmentation.
Ew.
Okay?
Yeah, everybody for that doesn't know, microblading is
A tattooing form.
Yes, right. Or I thought it was they kind of carve into you and then put the ink in.
Exactly.
That's what it is,
Yep,
right?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's basically they're cutting the skin so
Right.
you can do it. And like Catherine reminded me of something this morning when I was doing her makeup. This is the time of the year to do it because you have to go how long without seeing the sun?
About 2 months.
Oh, you guys better get on that microblading.
So you cannot do it in the summertime, or you shouldn't do the summertime if you're an outdoor Colorado kind of person.
Okay, that's really
Okay?
good to know. All right.
Exactly.
Anything else you want everybody to know about
You know,
eyebrows?
just really make sure you research the person who's going to microblade you.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you never go to somebody who's going to wax your eyebrows, that they tweeze the eyebrows,
Mm-hmm.
and make sure that they really have a great reputation of doing it, and you look at their Instagram videos.
Yes, Instagram, social media is the best way to see what you're doing. All
Most
right.
definitely.
Thank you so much, Michael.
welcome.
Thank you, Catherine. All right, when we come back, everybody, I went through my cabinets and all of my makeup. We're going to spring clean it with Michael Moore after the break.
Kathie J.
Oakwood Homes is an official partner of the Kathie J Show. Oakwood Homes, building happiness.
Kathie J.
Okay. All right, everybody, get ready because Michael's been telling. Everybody, welcome back to the Kathie J Show. I'm hanging out with Michael Moore. He is the beauty expert. We're so blessed that he lives here in Denver. Thank you for coming in all the time.
So kind.
Everybody, I am deciding to spring clean out my makeup drawers. So I brought in so much stuff, which my husband is delighted. So Michael Moore, where do you want to start with? What should I throw away that I've been storing?
Well, you want to start off with things that are liquid.
Okay, spring
Because-
cleaning.
With spring cleaning.
Okay.
So you want to look at things like foundation. First of all, this actually has an SPF of 15 in it, okay?
Okay.
So an SPF is only a shelf life of a year to a year and a half.
Oh,
So
okay.
it basically delinquents itself, so throw this away.
Oh.
Because that's how old.
It's definitely over a year.
Yeah, then throw it out.
Even just, but it's still good.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is, you know, I paid good money for this. Okay, but because the
You
SPF,
got that for free, I know you did.
Because the SPF it just goes bad, so
It
that
goes
means the
bad.
makeup will go bad.
Exactly.
Okay, got
Yep,
it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you want to think about things like eyeshadows. They actually have a little bit of a longer shelf life.
Okay.
But once again, with COVID and all these things that are happening to people, because I don't know if you know that the eye styes and infections in the eye are really amplified with the masks, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the thing is, if you get an eye sty or an infection and you put an eyeshadow on, you have infected that eyeshadow. now.
Oh, so get rid of it.
eyeshadows need to be going away if they are infected that way.
Okay, but if I didn't have any infection in them, how long can I keep them?
Usually about 2 years.
Okay, all right.
Because especially if you're using something that's mineral based, which all of my products are mineral based, so it's simple and easy that way. But you can also clean makeup with alcohol.
What do you mean?
You just spray it down with alcohol
Okay.
in a cotton swab, and you can actually clean it and take off that top layer, so you're
Oh,
actually.
well, these don't have to get thrown away.
But there's many reasons they should because they're not your color as well. Okay.
Okay, all right.
Anyway,
All
and
right.
then same way with blushes because they tend to be mineral based. Okay.
Okay, all right.
So with that, yes. Now let's talk about lipsticks and concealers. Like
Yes.
for instance, why in God's name do you even have this in your thing? There is nothing in here, people. This is drier than my left foot. Okay. I mean,
Because I think it was a way to remind myself I needed to go get more.
yeah, and did you?
No, I didn't. Okay,
Exactly,
that was
yeah.
horrible. Okay.
And so with lipsticks, the thing you want to do is do the smell test.
Okay.
First of all, a lipstick will go bad quite quickly.
Oh, darn. Okay.
And so smell this one. What does that smell like to you?
I don't know, a perfume?
To me, it smells a little bit like clay, like putty.
Okay, I can smell the clay. I thought that
And
was normal.
that means it has gone bad.
Darn it.
Okay, so that's one thing. But then, you want to look at this, and what in God's name is happening to this?
I don't know what's happening.
This thing, who is going to put that on? I wish you could see that on the camera. This is broken into many different
Okay,
pieces.
but it's still a color that could give me the right pink shadow before I walked out the door.
And it's going to go all over your clothes, too.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly. So
Well,
get-
I didn't know that was in there, maybe.
Poor JJ
Okay.
has to live with this, okay? My God. And then you're the same way. It's like this thing, I remember giving that to you on another television show years ago.
I know, and I loved it so much, but then I couldn't find it. But look, it still works though, right? Can I
yeah.
still use this? You know exactly how old this is.
I'm going to say no.
Really?
Yeah, because there's no scent to that whatsoever, so it means it's getting ready to go bad.
But it comes on really pretty still.
Oh, sure, but no.
What will
get
it
rid
do
of
if I wear it? It just,
Well-
I taste the clay the whole time?
You'll taste the clay, you'll know it's bad, but I'll just tell you a little story. I actually had 2 clients in the last couple of years die of staph infections they got from old lipsticks.
You just took this to a serious level. Are you
Exactly.
kidding me?
No, they died from old lipsticks. Okay? Exactly. Right.
Okay.
And then
All
you're
right.
sitting there and look at all these samples. Yes, you get them with gift of purchase.
I
and all
love
that
my
kind of stuff.
samples.
Yeah, and none of them have been opened.
No, because I got a lot of them.
Exactly.
So
And-
how do I do it?
and they probably have gone bad. And usually they'll have a little expiration right
I've
on
looked
here.
for. Okay, up on the
but
top.
I just need a really
All right.
small little amplifier here.
Michael, more or less everything needs to be thrown away if you've had it more than 2 years. Is that kind
Yes,
of it? All right.
exactly. And wash your
Wait,
brushes.
wash your brushes. More for life. I walked us right to the end. More
Exactly.
for life, Michael Moore. I love you.